Hey everybody! In this video we're going to learn to add crystals to an existing embroidery design. So what we're going to be able to do is take a design and add where we want the crystals to be in the finished project. So you sew the design out normally and then use our template that we're going to create to lay crystals on top of the completed embroidery design, adding what Debbie likes to call bling to it. So the first step, of course, is to open the program. Click on your Creative Drawings icon there. And when it comes up, we're going to choose Create New, because even though we're using an existing embroidery design, this part where it says Open Existing is only for designs that were created only in this program. So it still wants us to do Create New, and we're going to hit Next. Now here, it actually does matter which type of fabric we choose, because it's going to change the properties of the embroidery design depending on what type of fabric we're sewing it out on. I'm going to use cotton. If you're sewing out your design on something like denim or whatever, just pick whatever design you know you're going to be sewing the design out on. Otherwise use cotton, because cotton, actually the settings for cotton work on a lot of different materials. So pick cotton, hit Next, and this time we're going to choose From Embroidery. So we move our mouse to here where it says From Embroidery, make sure that's selected, hit the dot 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 next to it, and we're going to pick one of these designs to be the one that we use. You just go to wherever you have some designs. I'll include this particular design in, just so you can be doing the same thing. I'll include it in this video on the disc, but this is the same process for any design that you choose. So you just go pick the embroidery design you want when you're doing this on your own. I'm going to pick this design here and select Open, and we'll leave the generic 180 by 130 hoop up and hit Next. Here it tells me that there's only one color and it's gray, and that's fine until it finish. Okay, now our design doesn't quite fit in our hoop this way. That's okay. But if you want, you can rotate your hoop by moving up to the hoop selection button and telling it you want to rotate by 90 degrees. Okay, now my design fits nicely in my hoop. Okay, so all you have to do is go over to the crystal shape button, left click on it. You're going to choose the crystal size up here. 10s, 16s, whatever crystals you're using. I'm going to stick to 10. And remember, there's two different sizing formats, so yours is either going to say something like 10, or it'll say SS10, or it'll say PP and then a size. So it just depends on what brand crystals you're using, what size it is. And then you can choose the color. I'll just do crystal. And the color palette, this is just the different brands. Although I guess if you're using triangle ones, the shape would be different, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I'm just gonna assume you're using rounds, but if you've got some triangle shaped ones or square ones or drop shaped ones, you use the appropriate one. We're just gonna use regular round ones. Okay, and so you can see at the tip of my cursor, I'm gonna zoom in on this, is now a crystal. It won't go away. No, I'm just kidding. So what you do is you take this and you can see where the crystal's gonna be. I'm gonna zoom in with my mouse here. And I'm going to put one crystal here, and I'm left clicking, left click, left click, left click, left click, left click, and I'm just going to put a crystal in every one of these flowers. That's it. I told you it was easy. Literally all you have to do is place the crystals where you want them to be. So to complete this little project, I would take this design and sew it out. I already have the design, obviously. If I've just brought it into this program, I take that design and sew it out like normal. And I create the template by going to File, Export to Crystals Cutters, and I make this template. And when I sew the design out, I just lay down the crystals right on top of where they're supposed to be. They should all line up perfectly, and press it, and boom, I've got my crystals attached to my embroidery, and I've got bling. Now, it should be noted that you don't have to put it down on top of embroidery. I could have put these all over the place here to have like a little accent around my design. So I can put the crystals anywhere I like. You know, so you might want to use them as an eye and like a design with an animal in it. You could have the eyeball be a crystal, or you know, if you're going to do one at a time, you may as well just do it manually, of course. But for something like, you know, with 20 or 30 crystals in it, it's much easier to do it this way. So let's just go over, just in case this is the only video you're watching. We go to File, Export to Crystals Cutters, and make sure that you have your settings. Passes, use 3. The manual says 2. I say 3. Use 3. And then make sure that cut frame is selected. If you have your silhouette plugged in to your computer, this will be highlighted, and you can just click cut, and it will cut the design out. Other than that, though, that's how it works. It's very simple. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.